Namaste everyone. Let us talk about a very interesting topic today, which is life is a game. Let's use that analogy and really see what insight it gives us. So I've brought a few playing cards, right? I'm sure you have all played a game. And it's interesting, right? Many times life throws us all kinds of things. Sometimes we get an action card. In this case, I have to pass. Or sometimes we get money. And in other cases, what happens? Oh, we get a slide deal. Something happens and we can cut a deal. But what is similar to all the games that are out there, right? We cannot take back a move. We have that touch rule, right? Once I've touched a card, once I've touched a pawn, I cannot reverse it. I have to move forward. I have to continue. I can't take it back. So same thing in life. We cannot change in the past the moves that we have made, the mistakes that we have made. But what we can do is we can move on. And just like any game, right, we get better with it, at it, the more we play it. And just like that, life is like that, right? The more we engage, the more we learn from our experiences, the better we get at life and its many challenges it throws us, the many challenging situations that we may face in life. So to do that, to become really good at life and to learn from our mistakes, what we have to do is to develop a growth mindset. We need to be invested in our own growth. Now this sounds obvious, but it is actually not, because what comes with growth? A lot of change. And we're usually hesitant to change. It also requires some kind of action on our part and some commitment. So we may not even be invested in this growth, but it is very good to have a growth mindset. So a growth mindset will help us make better decisions, be more focused in life, and to achieve the goals that we want to achieve. So how can we do that? One way is to develop a Karma Yoga mindset. What is that? Karma Yoga, yoga of action, right? The path of action, making each of our actions count and also not attaching to the fruits of our actions. Finding joy in the action itself without expecting anything in return. That is the kind of mindset we should develop. Now that is easier said than done. And if it shouldn't work out the way we want it, if maybe an action didn't have the desired results and it is difficult to detach from it, well, we can go back to our game analogy, right? In game, when we're playing and maybe we're losing, what do we say? Oh, it is just a game. I'll get another chance. Let's play again. Life is like that. Nothing stays forever. Everything changes constantly. So we can also develop that attitude of anitya bhavana. Everything is transitory. What is there in the morning is not there at midday. What is there at midday is not there in the afternoon. What is there in the afternoon is different again in the evening. So just remembering that when we're planning our next move, to say that, okay, past moves I cannot change, but future moves I can plan, and what I do in the present moment, the right moves, will then also set me up for the future. So that is one thing we can inculcate in our growth mindset. What is another thing that we can do? Mourn. We can keep mourn or silence. Now, why is that? Well, a lot of karmas are connected to the things that we say. And we say a lot of things during the day, and not all the things are necessary. So if we cut out and cut down on what is unnecessary, we have already improved our path of karma, and we are again going on a very different path. Mourn, though, initially will be just not speaking, but over time we can go deeper with that also, meaning cutting down on the number of thoughts we have, the kind of thoughts we have, until we feel that our mind is indeed very calm and composed and very peaceful. So mourn is a very wonderful, very strong technique. Look at the game analogy. That is where we skip a turn, right? Sometimes it is good to skip a turn, to recharge, to conserve our energies, because that is where we can plot our next move. So when we keep silent, We stop all that chatter in our mind and we prepare for the important things that lie ahead. Now, another wonderful technique that we can do is Anulom Vilom. People may shy away from that because it's a little bit complicated. It's also called Nadi Shodhana Pranayama. And people say, oh, there's such a complicated rhythm. I don't know how to do it. But I'll show you a hack. I'll show you how to do this in a very simple way, right? All you have to do is breathe in from one side, hold your breath, breathe out from the other side, and then from the same side, breathe in again, hold, breathe out from the other side, right? Anyone can do that. Now, if you're pregnant or if you have cardiac problems, don't hold your breath. Simply breathe in from one nostril, breathe out from the other, and don't hold in the middle. However, the benefits are the same because what it does is this pranayam balances the very subtle energies in our body, which is pran, right? So with that, by just focusing on each of the nostrils at a time, we can balance these very subtle energies. Let me demonstrate. So you can hold your hand like this, closing your nostril, the left one in this case, inhaling from the right, closing, holding, exhaling from the left, inhaling from the left, holding, exhaling from the right. Simple. So anyone can do that. And here's a pro tip. Once you've done this a few times and you're comfortable, let your hand go. You don't need your hand. You can do this without your hand. Simply focus on the nostril that you want to close or open and it will happen. Practice makes perfect, just like any game, right? So I hope you have seen how life is truly a game and how we can use that analogy to draw from our experiences and play a better game next time. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.